Shalom Mishkapa. So I decided to start a new video series. It is going to be over Devarim 28, and that is Deuteronomy. I want to do a slow and honest deep dive into what this chapter meant then, what it means now, and what modern Christianity has to do with it if Torah is claimed to be done away with. Okay, so Devarim 28 opens up as covenant language. It is not symbolic and it is not emotional. It is direct. Let me read you verses 1 and 2. And it shall be, if you diligently obey the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim, to guard to do all his commands which I command you today, that Yahuwah your Elohim shall set you high above all the nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you, if you obey the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim. So right away, scripture sets the framework for us. Blessings are conditional, not harshly, just honestly. So reading verses 1 and 2 shows us that Yahuwah doesn't say that blessings come from intention or belief alone. He says it comes from hearing and doing. This is covenant language, if you didn't know. This is a relationship with structure. Alignment comes first and then blessings follow. And as we move through verses 3 through 6, we see what the blessings look like in everyday life. We got blessings in the home, blessings in work, blessings in family, food, movement. In other words, obedience doesn't just affect your spiritual life, it affects everything. So when Yahuwah's ways are honored, life becomes ordered and not chaotic. Not perfect, but stable. And not effortless, but sustained. And then as verses 7 and 8 continue, the focus shifts to protection and provision. Obedience does not remove opposition, but it does change the outcome of it. Enemies still exist, hardships still exist. We all know this, we all see this, and we all experience this. But blessings isn't fragile. There's covering instead of constant scrambling. And I know, people are going to hear this and say, Sarah, if that's true, then why do we see these terrible people prospering and righteous people suffering? That is a fair question because I had the same question for a long time. But scripture answers it. Not every good thing is a covenant, and not every hardship is a curse. Some people prosper because of temporary mercy, inheritance, exploitation, or the systems of this world. Scripture shows us time and time again that kind of prosperity is short-lived. Covenant blessings is different though. It brings peace, order, endurance, and covering. This is not just money or comfort. It's so much more. And let me be very clear. Covenant consequences aren't about just having one bad day. Covenant consequences show up as ongoing confusion, instability, and loss of direction over time. So Devarim, which is Deuteronomy, in case you didn't remember, 28 is not describing snapshots here. It is describing patterns. Okay, so now let me read verse 9 to you. It's right here. Yahuwah does establish you as a set-apart people to himself, as he has sworn to you, if you guard the commands of Yahuwah your Elohim and walk in his ways. So verse 9 shows us why blessings matter. This isn't about comfort. This is about identity. Identity. Set-apartness is not something that you can claim with words. This is something that becomes visible through how you live, not by what you proclaim with your lips. And scripture never, and I will be very clear, never separates identity from obedience. Okay, and we keep looking down. Let's see. So as verses 10 through 13 unfold, we see the outward result of this set-apart life. Others can see it. Provision increases. Blessings come in the right season. It's my favorite part. And elevation happens without manipulation. And this is still why the people today want the blessings of Devarim 28. They recognize the fruit even if they resist the structure so much. And boy, do they. Okay, and then let me read verse 14 to you. And do not turn aside from any of the words which I am commanding you today, right or left, to go after other mighty ones to serve them. So verse 14 is the guardrail for us. So blessing doesn't continue if somebody drifts. So starting aligned matters. It really does. But staying aligned matters just as much. Remember, this is an endurance here. It's not a say one prayer and your whole life is saved. No, that's not how this works. We must endure to the end. And you know what's crazy? Because today, we see this today, people are still praying for these exact blessings. They claim that we're not under Old Testament laws, but then they want to pray for provision, protection, peace, stability, which is all Devarim 28 blessings. But guess what? Devarim 28 makes something very clear. Covenant blessing, and this isn't just having a lucky day or, being blessed, short-lived blessing. This is a covenant blessing, does not come from sincerity alone. It comes from walking in Yahuwah's ways, being obedient to his commands. He's very clear on this. All right, so Devarim 28 starts with covenant. Blessings follow obedience. So in the next part, we're going to be looking at what happens when obedience is rejected. Stay tuned.